look out the window and it's a cold English, miserable day, and I just think about like Greg Minnaar in South Africa, Sam Hill, Rennie in Australia, all the guys in California. They got this nice weather, they're out riding their bikes, sweating, getting hot, and it's a bit harder for us guys here in England, but that's why we're tougher than those boys. I was the best guy last year, and I want to be the best guy all the time, but I've won the World Cup now 3 times, and each time I won it, my following season's not been that good. Going playing in the woods, that's what I say. I'm going on a training ride, but to me it's playing in the woods. Living where I do in the winter, it's wet, it's miserable, but we enjoy it, and that's how we train for World Cups.
I want to entertain you, to get inside your head. Now the sudden breakthrough, the heartache that you bled. I came up twice to meet you, but do you know my name? The image that surrounds us is stronger since you came. For you, my heart is burning and turning into flames. The question still remains, what's my love? My love, what's my love? My love, 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 my love is in your head. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love is in your head.
I've rode bikes since I was 3 years old. So I got 2 older brothers, so I used to ride bikes with them. Well, they used to call me kamikaze pilot because I'd be the first one to try any shady jump that they built. Probably competing against them put me in a good place to go and compete against everyone that I'll compete against in the world. I've got a big competitive edge, but at the end of the day I have fun riding my bike, and that I think is what has kept me at the top for so long, and hopefully will keep me up here for a lot longer.
When I was a kid, I was growing up and reading all the magazines, and I was so stoked on Wade Simmons. He got me stoked to ride, watching his videos and stuff, and I think that if I can do something like that, then that's my job. At home for me, it's the best riding I've ever found anywhere, and all my friends are here and we ride together, and so it's pretty much as good as it gets for me. Chris named the trail Rio Escondido. It means hidden river because the trail's kind of hidden where it is, and it's super, super flowy. Even if it's snowy or icy or muddy or whatever, it's just like, you've been thinking about it so long, you're just stoked to get on it.
Sun to my back and sea to my right, man. I'm screaming down the freeway, pinning the gap for 105. Another second I'm free and it feels like a lifetime drag. A finger on the gun, 2 in the backside of my backside. Yeah, I hear the boats ring out, swerve to the right, a double touchdown shift, hammer the gas and lose side. Well, I got a gun to set on the trigger, real tight break. Clear right step, man, and hindsight 20 of my life. Now I gotta go, find a place to hide. Now I gotta go, running out of time. Now I gotta go, running out of time. Now I gotta go, what a place to die. Switch the position, caught up in a mess, got crashed like a train wreck, blow up the door and head west.
In the wintertime, I like to use my dirt bike to go out and ride and look for areas that I could maybe build jumps or like find trails that I could ride that would look cool. It's a pretty good tool because you can cover a lot of ground and see new spots. I want to build something that shows how mountain biking is like happening in my head, what I'm imagining. And hopefully people see that and then they get stoked to get out and ride.
We love it, don't we, when the men's final comes around?
The best.
Oh, look how excited you are. Now, you have walked this course top to bottom. We've seen it the entire show. Where's the action going to take place?
It's going to take place right when they come off of the fire road. It's called Headwall. The only way to get around a rider there is going to be no brakes and sharp elbows.
Watch for that particular portion of the course. Let's get to it. To the top of the mountain we go. And the final for the men.
Early courses were fire road and just wide open and pedaling as fast as you can and tucking and trying to, it was all about flat out speed, not overly technical.
We welcome Andrew Shandro, the gold snow mountain bike and dual downhill gold medalist from Canada. Congratulations. Got to ask you, your first reaction. You guys don't race on snow that much. You get a look at the course here at Crested Butte, kind of an alien environment. It's steep, the snow is deep. Your thoughts?
The sport was really trying to figure out which direction and what was sticking, what wasn't. X Games on snow, which was crazy. At the time we were like, this is kind of cool, but in reality, it's not really. It's not like we're going to go ride on the snow, right?
The Canadian native Andrew Shandro has been one of the most aggressive riders in dual downhill. He hasn't fallen. Horn sounds in the championship run.
I remember making the decision that I really wanted to try to make it as a pro when I was about 19. I remember making that decision, I think I just got to try. It was game on and really excited to be doing it and going to new places, racing events that had, thousands of people watching. And
I've been fortunate to be a part of a sport that's evolved so much over the course of my career.
I got into my late 20s. I'd been racing, on the circuit for close to 10 years, and I needed a change.
For me, I grew up, in basically the beginning of the freeride scene. It was the mid-90s really where guys started to get a little more recognition for what they're doing. So people wanted to document it, photographers and writers and whatnot. We wanted to show how you could ride big stuff with speed and a little bit of grace.
It's almost 20 years later and I'm still having fun, still riding bikes.
I do feel many connections with birds. Both they fly and they both make music. I like making music and I like flying. Maybe I'll get a big wing tattoo on my forehead one of these days just to symbolize my love for flying and making music. Maybe I won't. It's up to me. It's my forehead. Sometimes I feel like I have two different little zones I can go into. Like I have this zone where I don't care about anything and I don't know, nothing bugs me and I'm not serious at all. And that's when I'm just doing stupid stuff or whatever. And other times I could go into this other zone where I finally figured out how to tap into that a little bit more for contests and stuff like that, where I go the complete opposite. I can get completely serious. And I can focus way more. If I can get into the zone before a contest run, I can see my whole run working before I drop in and everything. And as soon as I drop in, I know everything's gonna be perfect. Kind of working with that and trying to be the right dude at the right time, I guess.
we started thinking of other ways we could learn these tricks, and we looked in the backyard and we were like, well, there's a huge body of water in the backyard. Why don't we figure out a way to build a roll-in, build a lip? And the progression just went zoom, like just had a big adrenaline boost from the time that pool jump got put up. Going into this season, I'm going to really have to use this winter time wisely and use it because there's not really going to be any other time where I'm home, ready to train or just do whatever I need to do to get prepared. Last year we came up with this little thing. It's a little step down, setup jump into a step up trick booter. Since the dirt's all soft, you land in it and you crash. It's not that big of a deal. Like you kind of stop in one place and brush the sand off. So it's really good for trying all kinds of weird tricks that you wouldn't really want to try straight on a hard, long dirt jump right away.
Young lips tell such beautiful lies. Tell me that you'll love me true. I'll drink tonight from the fountain of you.
Tron Hansen, man, cool guy to ride with for sure. I met him a few years ago at the Solbach contest. Like his riding style, he just makes everything look so easy. So it's fun to ride with him. He comes into town every once in a while. He's from Norway. He's been living down in Southern California for the last couple months. Comes up here every few weeks, hangs out in the living room, rides with us.
I'll hold your body close to mine and bathe in your eternal sunlight. You and I will live forever right now. It's the moment of truth. Let them say, well, I never, while we drink in the fountain of youth.
I just kind of try to take this time of year and use it to my advantage by training at home and stuff like that, and just getting my riding on par. So when everything starts hitting and there's no time to practice, I'm already practiced up and ready to roll. There's something about winning. Like, it's always good to be there and have a good time and just hang out with everybody. And I did that for a few years, but now that I started winning a little bit, it's kind of like when a dog tastes blood, it just wants to kill again. So right now I just want to kill again and win as many times as I can, just because it's the best feeling ever. So when I'm training, that's what I got on mind. I want to win stuff.
That's definitely a big motivation, trying to make the career of mountain biking, not having to work, just get to ride my bike as a job. Makes me want to push harder. Yeah, that's like my mom's big goal. That's why she shuttles me so much. She just wants me to get bigger and get faster, and then hopefully be doing the same thing as those guys are doing right now, just riding their bikes full time for their job.
Every time I take him up there, it's that one ride closer to getting what he wants and what he's aiming for. To me, that's what mums do. Stephen may move off the island, but no one has so far. So we'll see what happens with him. He may be the first of the family to leave in over 200 years, I think we've been here. Usually we get in 4 to 5, sometimes 6 laps. For me to come down is 12 minutes, him if he's pinning it 6. Just keep going at her as long as it's daylight. You know, we just keep doing her.
Yeah, it's definitely changed over the years. She used to be waiting for me, and then now it's turned out I'm waiting for her as I've gotten faster. She's gotten faster at the same time too, though. She knows all the potholes. She knows everywhere to go. It'd be cool to have somebody from Canada be in the top with Sam Hill and Steve Peat.
He's got big aims. He's going for, he wants #1 in the world. Who knows? You know, it can be anyone. Some days I look at him and think, wow, you know, you're just from Cassidy.
Well, I'm not really sure where to start.
As a builder, you know, there's basic physics involved with riding, and you always apply that to what you build. It's kind of been refreshing to be able to make it as big as I can possibly imagine it. I know that Thomas is gonna step up and be pushed by the terrain.
You know, what this land allows me to do is kind of bring through all these concepts that I've been thinking about, and the creative side of what I do, and just allowed me to hopefully push my limits as well as the limits of what can be done on these big full suspension bikes. I think it's the best opportunity I've had to kind of use, I guess, everything that I've experienced and the eye that I've developed over my career, I guess. Lots of multi-hit lines. That's something that I've always wanted to do, is link up stuff, because then you need to actually have the skills to, you know, hit a corner and carry speed out of a corner, and it's like downhill mixed with big mountain and slopestyle. You guys ready down there? Dropping it.
I know that I work hard. Just for instance, it took me 4 years to learn tail whip, trying hard. You know, it's like, and I've watched some people try it in a week. So it's like talent, it only goes so deep, you know, and it's one of those things. It's like, you gotta have a little bit of talent, and then you gotta have a whole lot of determination to get to where you want to be.
Sitting there all alone, holding your fist in the air, like if you need me, you're on your own. You drove me home through
I went down and visited with Cam, and I was just like, damn, that's such a good setup. It was definitely inspired by riding with Cam. You know, Cam's pool's pretty darn warm. Came across this little gravel pit, walked a bobcat back in there and built a landing for a jump and made a wood lip, and there you go. I have like a perfect training ground.
I hear your voice cross a frozen lake, voice from the end of a leaf, saying you won't die of 1,000 fakes, or be beaten by the sweetest of deeks.
just try to get on my bike and ride as much as I can. You know, just feeling it all over again, getting all the cobwebs brushed off, and just yeah, feeling good on the bike again.
You were there just staring at me at the lonely end of the ring. You and me at the lonely end of the ring. You and me at the lonely end of the ring. You and me at the lonely end of the ring. The lonely end of the
My day-to-day life is a constant juggling act between spending as much time as I can with the kids, to trying to help out around here, to getting the work done, and to really wanting to go out and ride. And unfortunately, it's still my job. If I can find the time in the day to get out for a ride, even if it's for an hour, then that turns out to be a pretty good day.
Say, Mrs. Dalai Lamas, another sister shooting hair on Damaris, amputees and free-time Sierra Leone's. The church wasn't honest, the state put the youth in a harness, creating hostility among us. The teacher said no college, still kid gotta get a check with a couple commas. People wanna bomb us, more people gotta scatter and run from us. Blame it on Zeus and Apollo and Adonis. But what you done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you pulling yourself away. What you done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you pulling yourself away. I've been knowing her for years, I've been seeing her for years. She got a dark, dark wavy hair, with a voice that you just don't care. She got a skirt with a number top, she got a daddy never gave her. She drink a beer with no Montreux. She got knocked up in a pickup truck, but she got engaged when she was 19. With this dude who was acting insane, had a 45 that he always claimed. She said one day, one too many days. Now we got that she ran away, never to be heard from, never to be seen. I check the cover of a magazine, I'm just wondering how, what you done is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you pulling yourself away. What you done is put yourself between a bullet and a target.
The whole week that you're at a World Cup race comes down to one run. You got to get to the bottom as fast as possible with the least mistakes. All the World Cup guys know every rock, every route, every line, where they got to pedal, what gear they got to be in, what braking points they need to hit at certain lines on the track. Collect as many points at each race in qualifying and finals to be the World Cup champion at the end of the year. All the hours that you trained in the winter, that's where they come in. You're riding a long track and you've got to be strong all the way to the finish. You've got to try and get on the pedals, on the gas, wherever you can. If you're braking into a wooded section, you've got to be pedaling out of it because you've got to get back up to speed as soon as possible.
Steve's been doing it for a long time and just been winning, and he knows what to do, and it still kind of surprises me how he can go so fast year after year and doesn't seem to be letting up at all, so I'm wondering how long it's going to keep going.
we're playing a mental game probably between both of us. I know he's definitely wants to get an overall title. He's been second for the last couple of years. I know he's going to be biting at my heels, wanting to take that jersey from me.
Just took 1.69 out of Greg Bedard. What a great effort for Sam Hill.
It's trying to put the whole track together in one run. From the gate to the finish line, you've got to make that one run flow all the way down the trail. Sam Hill ended up winning by 1.6. Definitely frustrating to lose out by so little when you know you've made little mistakes on the track. Some people say, oh, congratulations, you got third place. But to me, that doesn't really mean anything. I've stood on the podium lots of times now, on top of the podium, and won a lot of races, and that's the feeling that I like. I don't like second place, third place. Top spot is where I want to be. I want to win races.
I don't really try and psych myself up. It's more of like get there and just like focus on what I have to do. Like try and just think of everything and just focus on getting everything just right. And then that's it ends up getting pretty serious sometimes. Like you're feeling like so focused that you're like, well, I'm not talking to anyone or anything, you know. But it's I think that's the way you have to do it. That's the way I have to do it anyway. To do something like this, you got to really want it, right? my mom's always like, well, hey, it's not a safe job for you. But I'm like, Mom, that's what I'd be doing anyways, so it might as well be my job. And she understands.
You guys came prepared, huh?
Thanks, man.
All right, have a good one, fellas.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I feel raindrop. Get your rain jackets on, kids.
Thanks.
Summer's been awesome, yeah. Hey, just got done with Crankers, Colorado. That was the last event, and that was really good. It's a fun course, good atmosphere. They had it's just the same thing as here, a big band and everything. Sick band that played a Sabbath cover right before we started, so they got me all pumped up and had Sabbath in my brain, so I ended up winning.
Getting her going. Feeling all right. A little scrambled. Just trying to find out the lines in this course. Haven't really got much practice on it.
That feels good and everything. It is a little added pressure because everybody's expecting you to do good. Like, I always like it when people aren't expecting me to do good. It's kind of easier to do good then, so.
Kind of caught me off guard and I'm like mellowed down. Watched the guy broke his hand on the zero box. One guy broke his back on the big jump. Broke his femur too, the same dude. It's kind of scary watching.
Just chill, try to ride my line, get comfortable with it, do some of my tricks, like some of the things I'm comfortable with, get it out of the way, so you're just like, whatever, just do what I've been doing all morning.
I haven't met that many happy people in my life. How do they act?
Ordinary life is pretty complex stuff.
You write the music, you let me worry about the business, and we're all gonna get rich and happy and famous.
I haven't met that many happy people.
Rich and happy and famous.
How do they act? I haven't met that many people.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Is feeling in his first run.
This is Dan Boyka in the house.
Get down there after a big crash, get right back up, last place qualifier, first person to drop. Now it's the second time I've hit this lip. Pretty gnarly, bro. Gnarly, gnarly, gnarly. Like going in a battle.
A 29.3. Better than my score. 5, dog. Our next athlete.
This is gonna be really fun to do. Nice perfect lip.
I'm telling you what, guys, the clown looks pretty cool and collected here. He's got a plan, and he's gonna stick to it.
For me, I set a little bit too high goals, as you've noticed this year at Crankworks, but I set pretty high goals for myself.
I decided to have this event a week after Crankworks just because everyone's already up here. It's your interpretation of the slope and what you want to do on a bike. That's the beauty of it, you know, it's a vision.
When we went over to Bear Claw Slopestyle, I went over a week early and hung out and helped build the course and everything, and I could tell when I first saw it that, man, this is a real mountain bike slopestyle track. This is going to be pretty good. Won that contest on my first run, and I couldn't believe that whole run came together, because it's usually you come up with a run in your mind and you have everything you want to land, and that's, you know, it goes perfect in your mind. That's what you want to happen, but usually, you know, you have a couple mistakes. There's a few things I figured, oh, I'd definitely mess up on that, and then pick up the scraps in the next run, but my first run was just spot on, everything I wanted. So it was pretty cool to just be able to relax in the next run and kind of like enjoy that victory from the second I ended my first run to the second I got on the podium. When stuff goes that way, it's just like you're lucky and stoked all at the same time. It's grounds for celebration.
We're at the base of Mount 7, and that rises from the base just under 4,000 vertical feet. To hear the fastest racers in the world talking about how going as slow as they possibly can is still too fast.
This is like World Cup race course after World Cup race course with some super gnar on top of it.
Here we are in Golden, British Columbia, Mount 7 Psychosis, and an absolutely perfect day here for competition. How will the story unfold?
The course record as it stands now at 12 minutes and 58 seconds was set in 2006 by Tyler Moreland. You know, Sam Hill's here this year, so you figure you could give him a run for his money.
There's other fast guys. I mean, Steve Smith's gonna kill it. I think he crashed last year and he still was right up there.
Halfway down that course, you kind of feel like just stopping and laying down.
Mount 7 is going to throw whatever at you. It's gnarly right now, boy. Like, it's silt.
always a little nerve-wracking going last too, I guess. That always kind of factors in. You're like, so I'm alone.
30 seconds, Tyler, 30 seconds.
I did the hike a bike and that was ridiculous. Just feels like you're choking on glass and sand.
How can I live when you won't let me in? How can I die without the reasons why? How can I laugh when I want to cry? How can I go on without being nowhere? Listen up, everyone, there's something wrong. We got the answers in our sights now, but somehow still we stray along. We're stuck here without a peaceful day. It's a promise in the night. I'll be okay. That's a part of it is telling me that help is on the way. Won't someone tell me how will I make it through today? How will I make it? How will I make it? How will I make it? Tell me, how will I make it?
Smith with a 13 England. Is that it? Whoa, Steve Smith, look at that on the Factory Cove ride. Dude, you are the fastest man on the mountain.
Halfway through your run, it feels like you're gonna get last place. It's not really till you get to the bottom and you realize how you've done. Sam's such a dominating rider, he can do anything.
Tyler Moreland, a 13-12.
Sam came down with a smoking time, and then right after Sam, Tyler followed and was just off a bit. Ended up Sam first, me second, and then Tyler third. Yeah, I was pretty excited. Any second place to Sam is a big accomplishment for me.
Walking here for the first time, right away we saw a few things that that we wanted to do, and it's really exciting to see it now actually, in dirt and up and almost ready to ride. It's exciting. I've never ever run out of gears into a jump. That was the first time. That's a bit scary. Dropping it. Sometimes you point something out and it gets built, and as it comes to fruition, you're like, whoa, what's this demon child I created, Keep the mountain in mountain biking, that's what it is.
Fortune and fame, so she keeps on moving right along. Even though she knows, deep down inside she knows something. Well, then no idol to be them put no catch on my pillar. Where I love man for Nike and I love man for filler. Cause that's not the ways of ancient war gorilla. No rather than to save all me, so then on a lonesome breeze this Sunday morning. This maiden came to town. Me have a black a sound. Oh, she's so cute and plus so sexy and surround. Sunlight catch her skin and lot is good from head to crown. Next candidate, me see her fit for wear my crown. And such tender smiles amaze me. The way that she looks on the night, she should be having my baby. My baby, the pleasure was all mine. Like yesterday news, it's only for a time. Always on the go because she live a life of crime. She don't want no man for money. The muffin said them couldn't believe I was living so blindly. She said she was born to be wild, and she can't be tamed. No, she wants in life is fortune and fame. So she keeps on moving right along. Even though she knows, deep down inside she knows something. Well, no, Shandy,
skunk sensimilia, rubies and roses, diamond color. Never check me for your money, nor a penny, nor a dollar. She can't go to London without visa. Me can't build me spliff them without Rizla. Them say look out the door and you know the weather. Me start put 2 and 2 together. First class flights, and she drinks the most expensive wines. Well, she can't maintain her lifestyle up on minimum wages. She needs the Kyle, and just like a stubborn mule, I would tell you that is all she's worth. Well, smuggling and trafficking of illegal substances is our line of work. Me say you go to man ration. Most of the girl them gets a caught up in a fashion. Love vanity, them seen them love it with a passion. Start use them body for some dirty profession. Seem like them need spiritual supervision. Vital craft and a vital vision. Righteous path and a righteous decision. Instead of the materialistic religion. As it's going to be a crash course and collision.
She says she's born to be wild, and she can't be tamed. No, she wants in life is fortune and fame. So she keeps on moving right along. Even though she knows, deep down inside she knows something is wrong.
Then it's all history. Me go up on her hands to take her one to believe. The way she rub me down and make me feel so nice. Me said me have to left and go a screw dog of ice. Adriana, please stay home tonight. Adriana, please don't take that flight. Well, smuggling the drugs where them supply to the poor. Destruction of my people, well then she's got to go. Tell her nothing mix up in those things no more. Mariana never mix up in those drugs before. She says she want to go up on a smuggling tour. She miss some gangster parts and them say you're selfie boy. She don't have all the dollars but for even the score. But she wanna run around drugstore. Well,
she says she's born to be wild, and she can't be tamed. No, she wants in life is fortune and fame. So she keeps on moving right along. Even though she knows, deep down inside she knows something is wrong.
Where did the summer go, you know? It's gone. Fall. You know, it snowed at the top of the mountain, I think, the other day.
The fall, I think, is like the raddest of all, because it's like things sort of slow down a bit, and the dirt gets, the air cools, and you're like not all hot when you're trying to ride at midday.
To get everyone together like this, it's super cool vibe, because just, you know, all the boys shredding, riding trails.
It's been a long, tough year for a lot of people, I think. Everyone's got carrying little injuries coming in here. I've got a sore foot, Becklow's done his back. Thomas just broke a bone in the back of his finger. Chandro's feeling a little bit, but he's just old. He's just wearing out. He's that old, he's wearing out.
Get here, my bags didn't show up and that, so just hanging out in Whistler, wearing the same dirty underpants for 5 days, and it's pretty cool. Got a bunch of the riders staying in the house.
I really hope in the whole interview no one says feeding off each other.
Now for me, it's learning. I just love to learn, and you know, you feed off them.
People always say that.
One day one woman asked him, what do you to survive? He said, oh my dear, listen here. And this is what he cried.
You're just watching the person in front and they're just like, you're like opposites when you hit the turn. Pretty cool.
On my knees, they got some cuts and bruises from skating all my days. Cause when I skated with my friends, my troubles stripped away. I say my legs, they're wearing baggy pants. I like to move around, cause getting down and jumping up. These are some good things that I found. It's got a slinky bolt with a clip that's quick to open. Because the loving is the sweetest thing, and up from my waist it happens. And my stomach's got some tasty food that's making me feel good. Cause sharing some meals is something I wish the world could do. When my chest it wears a singlet, while my chest it beating proud. On my chest suggests I am a man that no institutions can knock down. And around my neck is superstition hanging from a chain. Because I got my gods, but in the end I make my own way.
It's like one of the only places you can take so many people from so many different backgrounds and so many different riding styles and actually session together and have a good time.
I love mountain biking in every aspect of it, so to see guys in other disciplines riding at the highest level is really cool for me.
And my mouth, it's got a great big smile that shows some great big teeth. To friends it brings a happiness, and to enemies it brings defeat. And my eyes, they've got some vision that can see through many lies. Well, my eyes, they look for better things, the better things to see in life. When my ears are wearing headphones that do play my favorite songs. Not music I'm told to like, but the songs that make me dance along. Cause on my feet are shoes for dancing, dancing to be free. On my feet they're paying tribute to the Bobby Marley legacy. Aye, 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 aye. Shakti Empire be rising. Aye, aye. Shakti making some love. Aye, aye. Shakti breathing and running. Aye, aye. Shakti true shoes for dancing. Aye, aye. Shakti Empire be rising. Shakti making some loving. Shakti breathing and running. Shakti true shoes for dancing.
Like I probably didn't really realize that there's so much involved in this job a few years ago when I started doing it, but I never thought it was going to be a job anyway, so I wasn't expecting anything. A lot of work goes into it, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's definitely the funnest thing you could possibly do for a living.
Just coming off the last World Cup last weekend and ended up third overall. Coming back for World Champs after having, it was almost 8 weeks off, 7 weeks on crutches. It's hard sometimes when you race your bike week in, week out, and then you have to sit there for 7 weeks watching the results of the dudes that you can beat. And I don't like to dwell on anything. I like to put everything behind me and just get on with life and get on with, if I enjoy riding my bike, I want to get back on it as soon as possible.
I needed to, try as much as I could to just kind of define the style of riding that I do. Not so much try and convert anybody else out there or convince people that this is the way to go, but just show other people that, that there is this side of the sport.
You go through the year and you're just like, oh man, I really wish I could be like those little kids, sanding it all day long and just like getting up like rubber again. I've been around long enough, and I know that there's dudes that come in and just send it, and they get broken off, and you just gotta have a head on your shoulders.
Riding with your buddies or your product testing with your good crew of people that are, you're working with the companies that are like-minded and they're trying to make stuff happen. That's all, makes life pretty good. So somehow I gotta figure out how to keep that going.